September 11th, 2009, my husband and I received a knock on the door at 3:12 a.m. from the Clarksville Police Department. When you receive a knock on your door, the first thing you think about is bad news. But what happened next, we never imagined. We were told that our son, Brandon, who at that time was 20 years old and was an MTSU student living in Murfreesboro, had shot himself and had died as a result of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. What's important, I think, for you to know is that Brandon was a very outgoing person. It was shocking to us and to everyone who knew him that he would choose suicide as an option. Brandon loved to make people smile. He loved to make people laugh. One of his favorite things to do was to dress up in crazy costumes. He dressed up as the banana suit boy. He dressed up in a blow me tissue box. He had a gorilla costume. Anything that he could do to make other people laugh and make them smile made him happy. So most people thought Brandon was incredibly happy all the time. His friends described him as that goofy kid that had that big goofy grin on his face 90% of the time. And he did. But what we found out after he died was that that smile was masking a lot of pain. Brandon didn't tell people how he was really feeling. What we know about the night that he died was that he had found out that really the only girlfriend he had really loved had gotten engaged to be married to someone else. He wasn't making the grades that he thought he should make in college, and he was disappointed in that. He was upset about the path he had chosen. He wasn't really sure about what he wanted to major in. When he started college, he thought he wanted to be a doctor. He got into classes and quickly realized that that wasn't for him. He changed his major to something totally different, concrete industry management, and he had just started his junior year, so he was starting to get into those classes and had realized that that wasn't the path that he really wanted to follow. That night, Brandon had gone to a party with his friends. His friends described him as being happy-go-lucky. They played beer pong. Everyone said he wasn't drunk, but he was. When the autopsy results came back, he was double the legal limit. We also found out from his friends that a lot of times when he had been drinking, he had become more depressed, and on at least a couple of occasions had shared with his other friends that he thought about just shooting himself. And no one took that seriously.
Cousin Jared was funny and always the life of the party, all his life. But toward the end, like when he started to get older and like starting to become a teenager, he started to develop these behaviors that I didn't know were signs of someone who needed help, someone that could potentially end up taking their life. I didn't know these signs. Some of these signs were he slept a lot, he would withdraw himself, and this wasn't like him. It wasn't like the Jared I knew and our whole family knew his whole life. And I wish that we as a family would have known what those signs were. Like, I wish we would have known what we know now, because maybe we would have been able to get him the help he needed, and then maybe today he'd still be here with us.
Okay, so I'm Seth. My friend was Carl Herrick, and we would serve together in the Army, and he committed suicide. And it was pretty hard because we were going to spend the next morning together. He asked me to help him clean, which wasn't a surprise because we hung out every day. And I don't know if I really saw the signs either, but I didn't know that he was going to kill himself the next morning. And I was drunk and wasn't there to help him clean, and I was wondering if I wasn't there, would it have changed? But I don't know if it would have, I guess. I did not realize he was hurting. And that's 16 years since he died, and I still live with it every day.
My name's Christy Johnson, and in 2009, September 11th, my brother died by suicide. He was a fun-loving guy that nobody really expected to lose so early in life. He was always so funny and eccentric and crazy and dressed up in banana suits and things like that. None of us really saw any signs until after the fact. After he passed away, we started thinking, and we all kind of regretted not talking about it more or trying to find help for him. So if you ever see any signs, please don't ignore them and just find a way to help so that the same thing doesn't happen to you, because it's the worst thing in the world to lose someone that you love by suicide.
I want people to know that suicide is never the answer. There is not a minute of any day that goes by that I don't think about my son and miss him. I hate that he's not here to have walked across the stage and received his degree at MTSU. I hate that he'll never know what it's like to fall in love and to have a family. That he'll never know what it's like to buy his first house.